Guys, I want to try to explain some ways that we can use projects, and just for pretend, this board that I have in there, we're going to pretend it's a waste board, and we're going to show you just how quickly you could set up something to fix your waste board. Something like you can go ahead and drill holes in it and resurface it. So let's try that out. So I'm going to do a new project, and we're going to call it waste board. And in the description here, we can say that it's we're gonna say that we need to put in a 1/4 inch end mill. Okay, so that's our description. If you click on edit description, you can see that. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and define the drill points first. So the way you do that is you move the machine to the position that you want, and then when you get it in the position that you want, with it being on the top 0 and inside of the waste board, because you don't want to hit the edge, you'll split the board. Then you can say use current position here, or you can define A by doing a period on your keypad. You would do period 2 to save point, and number 1 for A. Alright, so we're going to go about a 1/2 inch deep, and we're going to set the depth per pass to 1.25, and we're going to say that the cut speed, this will actually determine the cut speed, and this would determine the plunge speed. There's no cut on a drill, so you're just plunging, and the plunge speed is really what it's about on the drilling. So we're going to just leave it at that. We're going to go to drill, we're going to go to an array, and I already measured it. It's we can do 8 columns, 2 rows, and we're going to do them 1 inch apart. And this is what it looks like. And now that we got that, I'm going to go ahead and add it to project, and we're going to call it drill. Okay, we got a drill step now. Done. Now, you'll see here it has drill step. I'm going to add a pause here, and we're going to say change bit. And then here we're going to say change to 1.25 inch resurface bit. All right, and that's our pause. And then from there, we're going to add a new portion of the project, which is, we can't reset 0 because 0 has already been set, but we can reset A. So we're going to move the machine over here, and actually we already have 0 here, so let's go to return to 0 xy, and I'm going to now save that as A. So I can click on use current position, or I could use the keypad. I'm going to just click on here because it's faster right this second. Alright, now I'm pretty sure my point B is where it's supposed to be, but we're going to verify that. So I'm going to double click on point B. Yeah, that's pretty much where point B is supposed to be. Alright, so point B is fine. And then we're going to generate a box, pocket cut, online. It's not an array. We're going to do if I actually changed it to the resurfacing bit, I would change it to like 10% overlap. but I'm not going to actually change this um, because I would have to edit to tools and actually change the bit. So I'm going to forget about that for right now, and I'm going to go ahead and just generate it with a 1/4 inch bit. And my final depth, I'm going to make my final depth 0.02, and my depth per pass 0.1. I'm sorry, I got too many points here. Point, let's just do 0.08. Okay, it'll just take off just a little bit off the top, about maybe, I don't know, 3 millimeters, something like that. All right, so I'm gonna generate this G code, preview it. Yep, that looks like a resurface to me. And once I have that, close that, and I'm going to, you'll notice everything went blank, and that's because I accidentally clicked the emergency stop. Don't worry about that too much. Um, I mean, if you do it, you do it, but most of the time you can just reconnect anyways. Um, all right, so I'm going to add this to project, and I'm going to call this Resurface. Okay, so now we have a resurface step. So we have drill step, change bit, resurface. And now from here, all I have to do is run the code. First I gotta turn the router on, obviously. But I'm gonna go ahead and run the code so that you can get an idea of just what this thing can do. Let me set my router about 2, somewhere in there. Should be enough. Turn the router on, and you'll hear some noise here. I'm gonna try to back the camera out of the way for a second here, and then hopefully maybe even close the enclosure. So I'm going to turn on, I'm going to then run the project with the run project button, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, as you can see, it's drilling the holes. And you could define the array 50, 100, it doesn't matter how many holes. It'll go ahead and just drill them exactly as it's supposed to. Now, right now it's going to say it's completed, and it's going to tell me about a tool change. So it took 1 minute to drill those 8 by 2, which is 16 holes, doing peck drilling. Alright, now what we're going to do is, I would change it to this if I actually had set the program to the 1.25, but we're going to make this simple. We're going to go ahead and just hit OK here. You'll notice it says click resume to continue after changing the tool. Right now, the thing is paused. It has a resume option. I can actually move the machine in different directions. Okay, you see it moving over here? It's not on the workpiece anymore. It's actually off the workpiece. Alright? When I'm done changing the tool, I can turn my router off manually from the switch. Right? Now that my router's off, what I was trying to explain to you, hopefully you could hear me, I don't know. But we're in pause mode so that we can change the bit. And if I was actually going to change the bit, this is when I would move the machine to the front and change the bit. So I'm not going to do that because I didn't program it for the 1.25 inch bit. I do have a 1.25 inch bit, but I'm not going to put that in there. I'm going to let it go ahead and resurface it just with the 1/4 inch bit, just the way we programmed it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the router back on and hit resume. You'll notice that after I hit resume, it returns that back to that exact position that it was. Hold on, let me close this. Okay, hopefully you can hear me now. So what you'll notice is that after I hit resume, it went back to the point that it left off, and then it started the next file. And this is by design. So this allows you to change the tools, and then when the tool change is done, it will go ahead and continue the job. I'm going to add one additional feature, which is the tool length feature. The Nomad has this. In reality, to do it on the Shapeoko, what you would do is before you resumed the job, you would reset the 0 point back to the same exact 0 point that you had before to compensate for the tool length, because the tool length might be different when you change the tools. But that feature is not there just yet, but I'm going to go ahead and put that in there because it's a very simple feature to add, and it will automatically reset the Z based on that new tool length once it does a calibration with a probe on a tool length at some set distance, regardless of where it is. It doesn't even have to be on the workpiece. So anyways, so that's the plan, and you'll see here we're almost done resurfacing. We have drilled holes, we resurfaced, and that is a project now. So from now on, to run this project, all I have to do is go to that project folder and click Run Project. That's it. It's that simple. It's not complicated, and this project literally took only a few minutes to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now to make this video shorter because you don't really care about the rest of it at this point. And that's a quick demonstration on why you need projects and why this is a great tool to have.